So this is 13th of January, Tuesday, and this is the Hindu Daily edition. We are here with the newspaper discussion. So the first thing is that about the retail inflation that at retail inflation at 3-month high of 1.33% in December. Okay, so we need to have the static point about the inflation. Okay, let us explore the news. So, India's retail inflation weakened to a 3-month high of 1.33% in December 2025, which is still significantly below the lower comfort level of 2%. Okay, so lower comfort level is how much? It is 2% set up by the Reserve Bank of India. So, that is the thing. Now, India Germany agreed to sop up defense cooperation. Sort of sorry. Okay, Lucknow Medical College staff seeking fire over vandalism threatened to stall all OPD. So none of this is our business. So we'll move to the editorial page. Let us now editorial. Yes. So early investment in children the key to India's future. Okay, we'll see what is there and why Article 6 is a powerful tool for India. Okay, Article 6. Okay, now just a minute. Let us see what is there. So, a bill that reimagines higher education regulation. Okay, so new education policy. Okay. BMC election the rise of fluid alliances. Okay, so we'll not explore this because this is not our business. Political news, so we'll skip this. If data is the new oil, what does that make data centers? So this is will not do this again. Now again political news. This is the full news. I think science. China reactor process density limit widens path to power. Okay, so we'll not do all of them because all of discussing all of them are not required for our examination. That is something which is waste of time. Okay, so first of all, we will do the editorial. Okay, so this is the editorial that is the early investment in children, the key to India's future. It is written by Dr. Chandrakant Laharia, who is a writer, practicing physician, health policy expert, and preventing and a parenting and child development specialist. Okay, so let us explore what he writes. Okay, so let me. I think now it is good. Mm. So India's aspiration to become a Viksit Bharat and a 30 trillion economy by 2047 is ambitious and desirable. So India wants to become Viksit Bharat and a $30 billion economy by 2047. However, such a vision cannot be realized through slogans or macroeconomic targets alone. It demands sustained evidence-based investments over the next 2 decades, particularly in human capital formation. Now, what is human capital formation? So, when you transform, so human capital formation is that when human resources are utilized uh, and then it transform into human capital. That is what is called the human capital formation. It is done through investing on the health and skill development. Okay, so now infrastructure, manufacturing, digital innovation, and the ease of doing business of dominant public discourse, and there is often mention of health and education in various policy discussions. However, in spite of all these discussions, a critical link remains largely missing. Concrete, uh, concrete roadmap, focused and systematic investment in early childhood care and development (ECCD). Now, without extending the foundations laid in the earliest years of life, India's development ambitions risk being on fragile ground. An investment in early childhood care and development is not a welfare intervention, but a strategic economic investment. From conception to the second birthday of a child, the first 1,000 years of life have been considered most important for the growth and development of children. This phase has been recognized by the World Health Organization and UNICEF as a crucial window of opportunity for shaping a child's future well-being and potential. The next 6 years, which follow 3 to 8 years, constitute approximately another 2,000 days. Thus, the first 3,000 days shape brain architecture, physical health, cognitive ability, emotional regulation, and social skills. The early capabilities developed during this period determine a child's capacity to learn, adopt, and contribute productively to society as an adult. Children who are well nourished, emotionally secure, and cognitively stimulated are more likely to compete education, acquire skills, participate meaningfully in the workforce, and earn higher incomes. At the national level, such investment reduce future spending on healthcare, remedial education, and social protection while expanding the tax base through a healthier and more productive workforce. These efforts can lift families out of poverty and help them move upward in economic ladder by reducing inequality by reducing inequalities rooted in poverty, gender, and geography. Early childhood care and development strengthens social mobility and inclusive growth. This evidence and experience from many countries, including in the United States, the Nordic countries, particularly Finland, and also from South Korea, support these arguments. However, early childhood care and development investment demand patience. Their most visible benefits emerge over 10 to 20 years later as healthier and better prepared cohorts into adulthood. Yet, once realized, these gains are durable, intergenerational, and central to national competitiveness. Build upon the existing foundation. Uh, Build upon the existing foundation. India's experience offers important lessons. Over the past 5 decades, the country has made notable progress in child and newborn survival. This did not occur by chance. Programs such as Child Survival and Safe Motherhood Initiative 1992, the Reproductive and Child Health Program 1997, and the consolidation under the National Health Mission significantly reduced infant and under 5 mortality, improved communication coverage, and addressed severe malnutrition. The Integrated Child Development Services (ICDS) 1975 later restructured as Mission Saksam Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 laid the foundation for nutrition and early care, especially among poorer households. State governments also contributed through innovations and delivery models. However, most interventions have been narrowly focused and fragmented. The primary emphasis has remained on survival, keeping children alive rather than enabling them to reach their full developmental potential. Moreover, early childhood care and development initiatives have largely been targeted at children within government safety nets, leaving out vast sections of middle and higher income families. This inclusion is problematic because developmental challenges are not confined to poverty alone. Children from middle and even upper income households increasingly face obesity, physical inactivity, excessive screen exposure delays, social skills, emotional difficulties, and behavioral problems. Early childhood development must be universal, not targeted. A case for early intervention. Scientific understanding of child development has advanced rapidly, reinforcing the urgency of early intervention. Research in epigenetics shows that health, nutrition, stress, and environmental exposures even before conception can influence the gene expression and long-term health outcomes. Parental obesity, substance use, poor nutrition, or chronic stress increase a child's risk of non-communicable diseases, developmental delays, and metabolic disorders. In the first 1,000 days, uh, most neural connections are formed, and nearly 80 to 85% of brain development occurs. Deprivation or neglect at this stage is often irreversible. Paradoxically, this is also when children spend almost all their time within families, with minimum engagement with formal systems beyond immunization or illness care. In the digital age, many parents rely on social media for guidance, much of which is commercially driven or poorly informed. Credible and structured support on early stimulation, responsive caregiving, play, and emotional nurturing remain scarce. Formal intervention typically begin only around 30 to 36 months through Anganwadi centers or private preschools. While important, these come late. The provision of developmental intervention in the first 1,000 years of life is still a big missing window. Therefore, India must move beyond fragmented approaches centered on feeding programs or or national school health services. What is needed is an integrated early childhood care and development framework that brings together health, nutrition, early learning, emotional well-being, and caregiving from conception to 80 years of age. For a nation aspiring to economic leadership, investment in early childhood care is not optional; it is foundational. First, India needs a structured premarital pre-conception counseling for young adults and couples, focusing on nutrition, mental health, lifestyle choices, and intergenerational impacts. This would represent one of the highest return investments in public health, benefiting two generations simultaneously. Second, parents must be empowered with knowledge about early stimulation and responsive caregiving. A simple, low-cost activities, talking, reading, singing, low-cost activities, talking, reading, singing, playing, and singing can profoundly shape brain development from the earliest weeks of life. For example, stories can be read and told to a baby as young as 4 weeks. Doing so accelerates formation of neural connections in the brain and future learning capacity. A nationwide system of parental education on child growth and development is an urgent need. Third, parents and families should be trained in basic growth monitoring and age-appropriate developmental milestones through periodic simple sessions. Early identification of delays can be among the most cost-effective interventions for infants and toddlers rivaled only by immunization. Fourth, India must invest far more in quality care and learning systems for children aged 2 to 5 feels critical for preventing undernutrition and obesity and for shaping lifelong habits of nutrition, health and emotional regulation. Fifth, education, nutrition and health systems must break out of silos. Children need learning, not just schooling, nutrition for life, not just feeding, and well-being, not ritualistic checkups. Schools as the most widely accepted institution platform should evolve into integrated hubs for learning, health, and nutrition. Since pre-conception health and first 3,000 days must become part of a national social conversation extending beyond clinics into homes, workplaces, and communities. Every teacher in every school in India too needs training in child growth and development beyond academics. Finally, schools should engage parents as partners, while non-profit organizations, philanthropic institutions, and corporate social responsibility initiatives must help build a supportive ECCD ecosystem. Need for a citizen-led movement. India's future will not be determined by what it promises its children, but by what it invests in them during their earliest years. A citizen-led movement for child growth, learning and development supported by the state and owned by society may well be the significant answer to becoming a truly developed nation. These actions would require effective and functional coordination between different ministries, especially the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Education, and Ministry of Women and Child Development, amongst others. To formalize and ensure a roadmap, it can be implemented as an inter-ministerial plan or as an overarching national mission on early childhood care and development. Thank you.